the difference between a solvent and this?
The solvent in this here?
Yeah.
Solvent is a hazardous material. This is a cleaning detergent that's got microbes in it that actually eat oil and carbon.
So that the solvent is hazardous then?
Yep, that's the hazardous part of the process. And these tanks here don't cause any harm to the user or to the equipment that's being...
So this is environmentally safe then?
Exactly. And it should be quite a bit quicker. These solvent, this tank, this cleaning tank is as efficient as any solvent tank that's out there today. Okay, here's a firing pin that's full of carbon. Let's see the other parts too. You can see it coming off on her hands. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start cleaning this. Keep an eye on this. That's coming right off, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Now, the parts that are a little tougher are that ring around in the base of the firing pin. It's got a buildup of carbon, but the carbon that was on that firing pin is already gone. Now it's a matter of getting the carbon off that ring in the base, and that's a crucial area. That's the bolt that came out of that weapon, and it's pretty loaded up with carbon also. And
be active or reserve?
you can put that right under that solution too. That firing pin was pretty bad shape, wasn't it?
It was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
That's you though. That's you, buddy. You might get yourself back already. Around to get yours, buddy. That's a bad thing.
When they wipe that off down there too, is that it continues to pull that off, right?
Yes, it does.
Wallace? Not Wallace.
Yeah, I guess. This was the firing pin that was on that. This came out of the sink that was in really bad shape, and you can see that all the carbon's coming off of that, and even that ring in the base has been cleaned. Very good. Thank you. And here the assembly continues with the weapons being put back together in order here so that they don't interchange any parts. How's this working at this end? The weapons look pretty clean to you guys?
Yes, sir. Pretty clean. Yes, sir.
Think that they're going to pass inspection?
Definitely.
Very good.
Hello, my name is Lieutenant Monty Pearl. I work for the United States Army at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. I'm an executive officer. My job is to resource training all parts associated with that. Part of my burden had always been to resource the cleaning of the M16 after much use during BRM week and our final field exercise of 5 days with all those blanks. Always it had been a burden to receive and use many pads, both the big and the little teeny cotton swabs. Much CLP was always needed. There would be gallons and gallons of CLP being used. Also in this box, pipe cleaners. Lots and lots of pipe cleaners. I got 240 soldiers I have to provide these to so they can clean up their M16 both after BRM and after field exercise. Several months ago, we were introduced to the solvent tank here to provide a beginning to see if it worked for us. I can tell you after 3 cycles and about 700 soldiers that it saved us resources in acquiring these. I have lots of these on my shelf thanks to this tank. I don't have to go around and pick these things up out of the dumpster because sometimes the environmental guys didn't like it because there was lots of COP, carbon, and other buildup on these things. And also save my soldiers time. I now have to provide them a cleaning tank twice a cycle for the cleaning, and about 3 minutes later, from breakdown to reassembly, the weapon is clean versus probably a half hour with the old method. Far better, far superior than anything we used previously. Again, these things in front of you, a toothbrush, a fingernail, a nail, had all been used on those parts and pieces before. The weapons cleaning system has allowed for the elimination of virtually all of those with the system itself. The liquid it uses is able to break down those carbon and oil and other items in there that cause for corrosion and jam, and eliminate those virtually 99% very quickly. Again, far superior than human hands. I mentioned earlier about the difficulty sometimes it would be to get rid of some of those things depending on what was on them, the fluid on them. We've got information from our environmental office as well as our safety office saying that, yeah, this weapons cleaning system is far superior than anything that industrial we've used before, any of the normal solvent tanks, the old-time Cold War solvent tanks. This new generation cleaning system is the way to go when speaking with both environmental and the safety office, and now speaking on my behalf as executive officer here at Fort Jackson.